Hello, my name is Johnny Bruno. Welcome to The Goddess and the Warrior, our first episode. With me is my co-host, Nisha Singh. Say hi, Nisha.
Hello.
I'm Johnny Bruno, like I said, and this is just a test. I'm trying some stuff out, and we're going to see how this goes.
We're still debating who's going to be the goddess or the warrior.
Well, I'll let you decide. So, like, happenstance kind of brought us together I'll tell my story first. I think it's about 4 years ago now, I was feeling a little inflexible in my martial arts, and someone suggested I try hot yoga. So I went and I started doing hot yoga at the studio not far from my house called Root Hot Yoga, and it was great. Good energy, good people, and one day I went and did yoga, and I complimented this girl on her eyebrows. Maybe she complimented me on mine as well. And it was you, Nisha.
I am notorious for my eyebrows, even though growing up they were connected.
Yeah, mine too. Mine too. I like them connected. So how did you get into yoga?
So, funny story, my mom was like, you need to do yoga, because working in the city, sitting on the bus in lovely traffic, I was like, it's time for me to do some stretching. So I came across on Groupon or Living Social deal for a yoga class, and I said, let me try it. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? I stumbled across Root, and it was a little warm for me, not knowing it was a hot yoga studio, and I thought my life was going to be over. Mm-hmm. I took the class. There was this woman besides me. I wish I knew who she was, and said, don't worry, everybody sweats. And I was so confused when what she meant by that. I walked out of that class, and I was like hooked for life.
Yeah, for people that aren't aware of what hot yoga is, talk about like the temperature, how hot it used to get in that room.
Yeah, I remember being by the thermostat, and the room would start at 105, and it would just increase throughout with everyone in that room. The floors were heated, like you just felt the heat from everybody. The sweat was just dripping, that you would be blinded by the salt from the tears. But after you left, you just had this like sensation. You're just like, thank you for this feeling that I was like, where has this been all my life?
Yeah, it was really crazy too. The thing that really threw me the first time is how many people were in the room and how close we were together. In the pre-COVID time, we used to pack that room, and the mats sometimes, like on a Sunday morning or a holiday, the mats would almost be touching. You'd be that close to your partner or your neighbor.
I wouldn't be surprised if our mats did overlap, and I was on your side and you were sweating on mine, but it didn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. And it's a thing that I hadn't anticipated was the energy that was created in the room and shared with all the people, and how cool it was. Not temperature wise, but how just cool it was. The feeling that you got sharing the experience with everybody and with the instructors, and the camaraderie that was generated among everybody, and just the energy was just fantastic.
I agree. Like, I've done yoga in the past with friends, but nothing like this hot yoga studio. It just opened my eyes and realized this is it. I finally found a yoga class that I actually did enjoy, which brought me to my next steps. You know, with COVID happening, everything stopped and put on hold, and I was able to find classes online, and that's when I decided to go into a teacher training program.
So talk a little bit about that. So how long ago did you start that teacher training program?
Well, I'm a recent graduate, so I actually did start in September of 2021. Well, I did get an email from this other studio stating that there was a yoga training, and if you were interested. So when I read the program, it was like a no-brainer for me to do it. It was a good way to enhance my poses, figure out what is yoga, the philosophy, just like the basic 101 of yoga. And it was great because I started the program in September. It was a 200-hour program, and I met 14 other students, and we just became united as one. And we had this beautiful bond and energy. And even our teachers kept saying, like, this class is the energy. And it was just like a phenomenal experience that I'll never forget. And we're so supportive of each other that all of us had our little, like, positive things or something that brought us together even closer. And it saddens me that it's actually been over for over 2 weeks now.
How long had you practiced yoga before you decided to take that training?
So I started Root in 2018 in December, and then I decided I was going to stick with yoga for a year just if I wanted to do anything further. So then with COVID and everything happening, so I decided literally once things started opening up in June of 2021, and I got that announcement in July, I signed up right away.
So that's funny. I started before you. I started in February of 18. I had gone a couple times before, but I really devoted myself to going at least 2 or 3 times a week. I go every Saturday and Sunday, and I try to go at least one morning or one night during the week. Go to that 5:30 a.m. class. It was just so hard to get out of bed, but once I got there and finished it, it was just an amazing rest of the day.
Yeah.
Until about 4 o'clock when I crashed.
It's a good way to start your morning if you don't have to go into the city. But I remember I got one of my friends to do it with me, and she was getting married that summer, so we were the crazy ones wearing long sleeves because we had to get ready for her wedding. I don't know why I had to lose weight, but it was fun, and we had a good experience because I remember being in her bachelorette weekend in Vegas, and we were practicing some moves and giggling the entire time. Mind you, she also took me to my first experience of goat yoga.
Goat yoga? What's goat yoga?
What you're thinking it is, having goats on your back while you're doing a downward dog or sniffing your butt. But it was such a fun experience. Also, I do have to say we were a little drunk from some limoncello, so if you do it, please drink before.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure that I'll do goat yoga. You might be able to talk to me into it, but I'm not sure that I'll do that.
It's definitely an experience to have, and my dad did make fun of me for doing it, but at the same time, YOLO.
YOLO.
It's been a while.
YOLO. So, I'll talk about my experience a little bit. I'm a lifelong martial artist. I've been practicing karate my whole life. And as I'm getting older, I was feeling my flexibility waning, and a lot of different people told me you should try yoga, different martial artists that I respect. It'll really open up your hips, your back, and you'll be able to last longer. And I said, well, I'll do this as a supplement to my karate. And now I'm almost practicing yoga as much as I'm practicing karate. And it's really odd that I would devote any other time to exercising that wasn't karate because I'm so into it my whole life. But it really has enhanced everything I do, not only in the martial arts, but how I feel every day, sitting in the car, sleeping even. I wake up, I feel good. So I really dove head first into it. Chaturanged right into, I flowed right into yoga.
Nice pun there.
Yeah, so I help operate a karate school in Old Bridge, New Jersey. And we've been trying to get a yoga program off the ground for the past about a year or so. And during COVID, it wasn't so easy because some people were, rightfully so, very apprehensive about coming and teaching classes. So I started helping my friends through some yoga poses, and all the while looking for someone to really take over a program and teach a program. And it actually kind of grew. I have anywhere from 12 to 14 people every Saturday and Monday night coming to this class at Mountain Martial Arts in Old Bridge, New Jersey. But all the while looking for someone that could help me, really put a program together. Rewind to about a month, 2 months ago.
It was the day after New Year's.
The day after New Year's. I went to a yoga class at a newer hot yoga studio around, and we ran into each other. I was so happy to see you because, it was like a tie back to when...
Yeah, I think the first time we saw each other was on Thanksgiving. We took a morning class,
right.
and we were just like, is it a mirage? Are we seeing each other?
Yeah, it's so funny because it had been almost 2 years or 2 years.
Over a year.
Over a year. And it was like, hey, good to see you. And you told me that you were in that program, and I told you about the karate school, and I think you came and checked it out the day after New Year's. Was that when you checked it out?
Yeah, because what had happened was, not to cut you off, was the night before I was watching Cobra Kai on Netflix, and I thought to myself, I miss doing karate as a child. And then the next morning, I was sitting next to John, and we were talking, and he said, do you want to teach? And I said, the universe is listening to me.
Yeah, that's how it works, I think. So you came, we looked. And we're putting a yoga program together at Mountain Martial Arts in Old Bridge, New Jersey. And I couldn't be more excited about it.
It's awesome. I'm so excited.
Yeah. So why don't you talk about some of the ideas you have for what we're going to do with the yoga studio?
Well, now that we have myself teaching, we're going to expand the schedule and having more classes during the week for more people to come. So we're trying things out. We're going to start with a Wednesday morning class around 7:30, do a sunrise and stretch, so that way we could just start the morning off nicely. And then on a Friday evening, when we're done for the work week, I'm going to do an open type of yoga. So each Friday will be a different type. We have restorative, gentle, flow and let go. We can do a hatha. Whenever whoever wants to feel it. There's even a chair yoga I want to introduce. And then on Saturday, John will teach his class like normally, and then Sunday I'll introduce her to another warm flow as well. And then we'll see from there. In addition to, I'm also, planning to do different workshops each month. The first one we're thinking is March 13th and doing a strike a pose, literally. So basically, you go to a class and you just never know, like, are you doing that pose right? So myself will come around and teach everyone a pose like Warrior One, show them how to square off their hips and, have fun with it. That's our plans, do the workshops each month. In addition to series, because I'm planning to get my prenatal certification, which will be wrapped up really soon. That way we can start some prenatal classes, some mommy and me classes, just, give options out there, because yoga is a different world for me. Like how you said, you just dove right into it. And I felt like you need that one studio that make your eyes open up.
Sure.
And that's what I want, that experience for everybody else.
The thing that I love so much about it is the way the classes are structured and the instruction works. It's so familiar to me because it's so reminiscent of martial arts. Mm-hmm. And the more I investigate, the more I realize is it all came from the same spot and grew out of the same thing. The stances, the poses are so, it's stuff I've been doing my whole life, a little bit differently. Sometimes I have to really force myself to do it more yoga than karate. But it's just making me a more well-rounded athlete, I guess. I don't want to say athlete, artist, yoga practitioner. I don't know. Use whatever term. Fill in the blank however you like.
Yeah, I'm trying to think how you combine karate and yoga together. We'll think of like
warrior. I'm feeling more like the goddess today. I
feel like you should be the goddess for the day. You're the one who brought this all together.
Yeah. So very excited to get this ball rolling and get this out there. So all of our friends, all of our family, everyone that we know, everyone is invited. Look for us on social media. What's your handle on Instagram?
I'm starting it now. Sorry, I've been in a social media bubble for a very long time. I'm coming out of it, and my family is so excited I'm going to learn how to post, even though I don't even know what DM was until literally a month ago.
Yeah, well, we're going to figure it out. But do you have a handle on Instagram yet that you're going to use?
Yes, I think I'm going to do my yoga one, which is called ysl.nisha.
ysl.nisha.
Yep, and you'll see me, my pictures doing one of the side angles, and I'm going to start posting on there and promoting everything about yoga and what I've learned and my experiences and our next steps with this karate yoga alliance, I guess you want to call it.
Okay, I'm at Sodanyaku, SODANYAKU. So look for us on ysl.nisha and at Sodanyaku. We're going to figure out what the page for our program is going to be and what it's going to be called. Right now, I think we're sticking with the Goddess and the Warrior. Nisha had a great name for the program because it's mountain martial arts. She was thinking peak yoga. I think that's really awesome. So I think we're going to use that.
I like it. I feel like they're cousins.
Yeah, definitely.
Separated twice, maybe.
Separated twice. You could see India from the top of Mount Fuji, and I'm sure you could see Japan from somewhere high in the mountain peaks of India.
There's a lot of you.
So thank you for joining us today. We're so happy and so thankful and grateful to meet you. Namaste.
Namaste.